And HLE standing their ground. They've got Delight moving up, but Doran's making his way in as well. No equalizer available, but there's the heroic entrance. Doesn't get any knockups as the bear goes down. Public execution, trying to get into that backline, but Ona gets himself out. First blood goes over, but both junglers are now lying on the floor, and I think Delight is going to follow as Zeus trying to get himself out of here. The Flame Spitter doing a lot of work, but Doran silences himself. Down goes Delight, as we stated. And Viper does have a bunch of dashes, but Carrier does not care about that, just throws him up into the sky. Still gets a big old shield. Zeus really trying to play this one out, but not able to do so. Also wanted to get on in there.
The rumble!
Going aggressive. Doran getting into that backline. Cease and desist will connect. And there's the ulti out of Zeus as well. We said Gumayusi was going to struggle to play the game, but can they still win the team fight? Faker just able to ult his way out of there. Oh, actually, never mind. Didn't even do that. He just drove Shelly, and that is going to allow the double kill to come in for Doran. Faker also looking for Peanut, as not even going to die because Shelly gets rid of the turret. My God, T1. HLE not going to give this one up without a fight. I don't know whether it's necessarily the right call, but it's an aggressive one, and maybe we'll just have to respect it as Control Ward's going down into this banana brush over and over again. Equalizer right on top of them as Chains of Corruption will connect, but down goes Delight because the rest of the team just couldn't get there, and then they're like, well, that's my cue to exit. They will give up a Nautilus and a Dragon, and T1 just hold on to this game so firmly. And now Keeper's Verdict comes down. Goodbye, Zeka. And now Viper is once again alone. Taunt comes in, Cease and Desist comes down, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to cease, and they are definitely not going to desist, although Ona is still going to die. It's rid of the Ambessa as Peanut able to flash out, but unable to steal away the Otacon. He'll just burn to a crisp, as this time, Viper might be able to keep himself safe. Never mind. There's just no way out for this AD carry, and Zeus trying to be a hero, but unfortunately he's on the wrong team this year, and T1 looking to push even further, but that, I think, was the backbreaker. Well, we're going to try something to a crisp as in goes Peanut and immediately just gets interrupted. Cease and Desist does get him into the backline, but I don't know whether he necessarily wants to be there. Gumayusi flashes away. Equalizer on his teammates mainly, but it doesn't actually matter here because T1 are so far ahead. Carrier also got underneath an inhibitor turret and is likely to die. So he's obviously having a very good time. That's his first death of the game, and there's a public execution that will close the gap, and no way out here for Gumayusi. So Zeus is still gaming. He's still trying to make something happen.
They're going to look for Baron, by the way.
Doran on this flank angle here, as the Baron going down very low. The equalizer comes in. Heroic entrance from Faker out of the brush there. Zeus is going to be the first to die, and now the Walking Barbecue comes in to put them down. It was optimistic, it was cute, but it was not enough here for HLE. Zeka is, it's like Little Red Riding Hood walking.
Oh, might as well give it a go. I don't even know, guys. It's okay.
Delight's giving it a go in the mid lane.
Yeah, we know the jungle.
Yeah, the Faker jump scare does come in as he presses R because it was up and available.
You want to tell about one of your...
You don't need to give them something, I don't think.
You want to tell about one of your high school experiences? Like, I don't know, man.
I was just rollerblading, man. Zeka flashes in, looking for a bit of an angle, but he is just going to get melted. And it's another team fight that is going very handily over to T1 as the world's smallest Keeper's Verdict does send Peanut back to the fountain as Zeus will fall down. And there it is. Turret's going to go down, and T1, yeah, I reckon they're feeling better after their disappointing loss to KT. Feels like a bit of that revenge has come out here in today's first game.
And it was a...
What?
So if you have... They're not Aegis, right? But if you had...
Well, Faker is in a bit of trouble. He has to flash, and then the flash follow from Zeka is too good. And he'll be able to secure first blood and a solo kill. Not enough to drag them out of the gold deficit that they're in, but definitely a good start. Be in a little bit of trouble as Zeus is going to make the first roam, but there is the knockup onto 2. Ona looks at the angle, doesn't quite get it, as now the needlework is coming through. Another shove! He's going to come down from the grave, and he's got Zeus trying to find Carrier here. The flash follow immediately, but the grand entrance was already right there. Still, the Jax goes down, and Ona isn't even going to be able to take down the Gwen. HLE, a dominating first skirmish.
And Hanwha Live's like, I don't know about this one. Maybe Zeus an issue?
Yeah, does find the counter-strike. There's the grand entrance as well. And Zeus, I mean, Delight's there to watch, but he is just dead. No making his way out of that one. That's all right. Peanut looking for an angle, but Ona finds him. The Impale comes on down. The Crescent Guard did come on through, and Peanut stayed alive for a little bit longer than he otherwise would have, but still, Delight is going to die as well, and that is two very quick picks for T1. And it's Owner that actually gets the kill. I'm not sure about this one, Gumiushi, as there is an exhaust, but the rest of the team make their way over. Peanut gonna be cleaned up by the Scorpion.
Oh no, not the TP!
Yep. And the triple kill now for Owner, as Zeus looking to try and salvage the play, but instead I think he's just lining the pockets of his former teammates, and Viper is dead as well. That is a clean ace. Somehow, for some reason, and from Viper, he's keeping himself alive. Gumiushi now right in amongst the enemy team with 0 mana. He'll be dead. As now Carrier off to the side, and Doran gets in, finds the counter-strike onto Viper. The flash out, though, and Viper is fine. The snip comes through the blast cone, though. Gets Doran back in the fight to dominate HLE, and now Peanut having to run his way out. That's a seismic shove, though. That's going to help out, and he finds the big rock. Down goes the Jax, and now Peanut realizes that maybe it's safe to go back in and do battle. That was my cat. Yeah, and he was really good at it.
Delight, no!
The cow, not doing so well. Now trying to do some of the needlework, because Delight's also made his way back through, but that is going to be an impale only onto a cow, but I think T1 are okay with just giving over their Scorpion, if it does mean securing the Baron. All right, T1, they have the potential to win this team fight as well, but the rocks are down. There's the close in onto Faker, but he goes golden. There's the double impale, but the redemption is there to try and keep them alive. Carrier's going down low, but they've already lost the jungler and the cow. Now Viper is trying to fend off Doran, but I don't like his odds in that fight, and Gumiushi stays alive. And now Doran is just inside the enemy base, as he is wont to do. I don't know whether it's necessarily a good idea, though, because this counter-strike is going to do nothing, and then he's going to die. As T1, they do win the fight. They do lose 2 in the process, so it's not necessarily a wash. And Faker just buying some time where he can, but still able to get one of these kills. Still, Zeus gets into that backline, has to go golden, not out of the woods just yet as he does flash dash, but still dies. And now Doran being a menace, but will be going down himself.
They have to keep going!
Yep, the wall comes on through as Zeker is trying to buy the space. A flick back on Owner once again, but he gets the impale. And Gumiushi does so much damage, so does Viper though. Carrier uses that arm guard, and now Owner is tanking for days.
Look at the base!
And Viper is a monster. Gumiushi gonna get taken down to the GA. Owner is pretty much invincible as Peanut gets out of the brush. They're able to take down the Corki, but he almost kills Viper. And Owner is immortal. He is just impossible to kill. So thankfully, they're just going to be able to back away now. And yeah, the game is...
Just one more super minion trying his best.
Yep, there is the Weaver as well. Faker goes golden, but it's not going to save the turret. The impale's only onto Delight, and they get on top of it.
They got him!
Down goes Faker, and now Carrier trying to be the hero gets into the backline. But my God, the damage as HLE tear through T1, and this will be a series chronicler. This is not even the series win, and we're losing our minds. This just means we get another one out of HLE and T1 here today.
The journal knew! The tempo vibes were still there for Hanwha Life!
Maybe the other regions will now lift. Waiting for Gumiushi to flash. Oh, the flash follow! Peanut still got the hands, ladies and gentlemen! And Viper's got the bullets! That's gonna be first blood for HLE.
Gonna go in.
Oh yeah, Zeker actually looking for an angle here as he gets into the Shroud as well. 5-point strike doing so much work. He'll have another one. There it is. And there is the ulti through. Zeker finds the second angle, but the fear is going to come in, and yeah.
Don't look at his positioning.
Yeah, that's still flash Cataclysm. Yeah, he has no flash, so he's just going to find a 3-man shockwave and likely die as the Tempered Fate does come in, but I think it blocked the paranoia damage as now Zeker gets himself into the Shroud. He should be able to backflip his way out or flash. And there is the flash, but still the Umbral Blades will come through. Flag and Drag gets Peanut out of there, but that is not the trade that HLE were looking for, as Faker doesn't go down without taking his opposite number with him.
Carry
Subpar, but still
the cancel
not going to matter. The magical journey not going to get taken. The Cataclysm comes down as well as Zeker gets in. Tempered Fate does go down, but the teammates are already dead. The shockwave comes on through as the back scratcher comes out from Gumiushi, but doesn't find enough, and Faker is dead as well. Zeker just desperately wants a kill. He can't get one. Still, the Rift Herald going to be taken here by Owner. The Magnus Storm comes down though. The teleport in from Zeker to deliver him into the backline, but the fight is already in a bit of an awkward spot, and Doran is so incredibly big big. Zeka still looking for that angle though, onto Gumayusi as the shockwave doesn't find the mark. Still the ulti comes through, but down he goes. And HLE just bit off more than they could possibly chew. And now they're just lying on the floor.
Back to 2 teams, Atlas.
There it is. I mean, we had a brief little moment there. And we'll see whether they can actually get in there. No one really pulling the trigger just yet. And now they're going to turn. Shockwave connects onto 2. There was a Tempered Fate. He's going to buy so much time for Doran. Still, he is going to fall. But it's in trade for Delight as now it is just a mess inside the pit. Owners spinning around, taking down Peanut. The Cosmic Binding, so incredibly good here from Carrier. And Faker is not going to be thwarted by Zeus. Zeka as well, just going to have to flash his way out and should be able to backflip to relative safety, but it's not going to save the fight. Let's see what he can do to try and escape, as that is a pedal, not a Blasco, but he's still able to flag and drag. Okay, there's the redemption, but it's actually avoided. Shockwave finishes him off. Oh, that Tempered Fate to deny a redemption heal.
Faker has Rowan.
Well, there's the angle from Delight. They're looking for a double knockup. Comes down as well. The Tempered Fate to buy some space here. I don't know whether it's going to be good enough, though. They lose the Nocturne, but Delight does go down. And Gumayusi, he's free hitting. Doran gets in there, and the AoE is revolting out of T1. Now time for the re-engage as the Shockwave comes in, pulls Peanut to his doom, and Zeka goes in like a madman and just gets obliterated. Viper now finds himself as the last man standing, and he ain't standing for long. Down he will go as T1 are gonna snuff out HLE here in the end of Game 3. Oh man, what a pipe dream. Game 2 led us to believe as T1 just pull it right back.
And with this loss, Hanwha Live losing to their direct competitor for second place, a spot they were holding on to tightly, even though they had not been able to stand up to T1, to stand up to Gen G. But it was their past performances, the level they had back then, that allowed them to stay strong.